Hi everyone, I'm Lynn and I am camping teacher on Teachers Pay Teachers. A few people asked me about making a square preview for their products instead of a rectangle, but to also have rectangle ones included and how I did that. So I said I would make a video, so here we go. First thing you need to do is make sure you have your product up. And I pulled up a product that I've already made and have on my store, but I'm going to use it for this demo. And it's my little dinosaur book. And I'm going to open up another PowerPoint slide. And as always, get rid of these little boxes. They are not necessary. First thing you need to do is go to Design and then go to your page setup and change this right here to 8 by 8. So what you're going to do is you're basically going to copy the cover that you made for your product onto your square slide. So you can go to your actual product that you've already made, because I know you've made a really pretty cover for it, and you can just take whatever you like from your cover from your product and just copy it over to your square slide. So I'm just going to select all, and I'm not going to use quite everything. You can pull over whatever you like. I'll just pull over a few things and show you how I do it. But it's really simple. I just copy some things over, and then I have to move things because the size is a little bit different, obviously, than the rectangle that's in my actual product. So I want to move some things, adjust the size to make everything fit the way I want it to fit. But it only takes a few minutes to do that, and just play around with it a little bit. Move everything and make sure you have it the way you like it. Some things you might need to make a little smaller. Some things you'll want to keep the same size. It just depends on your preference. And I like my covers for my products to be very similar to the covers in the actual product. They don't have to be exactly the same, but I like them to be pretty similar. Every now and then I have one that's kind of different, but most of the time I keep mine pretty much identical. The only thing I'm missing now is my background. I'm just gonna now, and of course you can use your clip art backgrounds. You can use the background provided by PowerPoint. It's completely up to you. I'm just gonna put a background in there real quick because this is just a. We're just gonna do that. There you go. So that looks pretty good, and it's a square just like we want it. And as you can see, it looks pretty much identical to the one that I have in my product. Pretty close. That's the way I like it, but it's completely up to you how you want yours. Now, when you've made this, you need to save it. Always save it as a PowerPoint presentation first, and then save it as a JPEG. Now, I've already made a dinosaur square one for this. I'm gonna pull mine up in just a second and show you. But whenever I make my covers that are going to be the squares in my product, I always name them with 8 by 8 after it because that's the size. And you can see here's one I made for butterflies. Here's another one. That way I know if I see 8 by 8 at the end of it, that's a square that I made to show in my product on Teachers Pay Teachers. And it's a separate thing, and I have a whole bunch of those. There's another one right here. But like I said, always save it in PowerPoint first, because you may want to come back and change it or use it as a model or a template for another product. Then resave it again as a JPEG in your pictures. You want to save it twice. That's very important to save it 2 times. And like I said, I have already made this, so I'm not going to save it, but I just want you to make sure you remember to name it something. I always name mine the same way. Dinosaurs Book 8x8. I always put 8x8 at the end, and I always save it as a PowerPoint, and I always save it as a JPEG, so I have it in 2 places, and it's ready to go. I'm just going to click cancel for me because I've already done this, but you would click save and do it twice. Alright, so, and there you have it. So that's how you do your 8x8. I'm going to minimize that. Now, before you go to load your product on, make sure that the actual product, you have not only saved it as your PDF and as your PowerPoint, but you also have saved your PowerPoint as a JPEG. That's really important too. Save this as a JPEG every single time. Because every time I make a product, I save it 3 ways. I save it as a PowerPoint in case I want to come back. I save it as my PDF, which is going to be the one I put on Teachers Pay Teachers, and then I also save every slide as a JPEG. And when you save every slide as a JPEG, make sure you put it in your pictures. Click save, and this is going to tell me I've already done this probably, but because it's more than one slide, click every slide and it's going to put it in a file for you. If it was only one page, I would click current slide only, or if I only wanted the current slide here, I would click current slide only. But I want every slide. I would click every slide and it would go ahead and save it. Now I'm going to cancel because I've already done this before. But you would click every slide. It's going to put it in a nice pretty folder for you and you'll be all set. Okay, now you're ready to go put everything on Teachers Pay Teachers. So on Teachers Pay Teachers, as you know, you're going to add a new product, and I'm going to just go down to the bottom and show you because this product's already in my store, but you would do the normal things you always do and add your PDF and put in your description. What's going to be different is when you get down here to the bottom, you're going to say upload your own thumbnail images. So you're going to click that and you're going to choose what you want. The first thing you always choose is that 8x8, but you're going to choose the JPEG. So you're going to go to your pictures, and I have that particular 8x8 already in a folder because I've already done this before. So you're going to go find it. And I have all my 8x8 covers right here. So I would go find my little dinosaur, and you want to make sure that you're using the JPEG, and there it is. See, I named it Dinosaurs Block Print 8x8. Open. And you want that one to be first. And then you would choose your other files. You're going to go back to your pictures, and this is where your product has been saved in a file as JPEGs. And you can see I have a ton of files. Dinosaur Block Print was the product I was doing, and I would go there and open it. And here is that product I was just in a few minutes ago, but it's saved as JPEGs. And I'm going to go and pick and choose whichever ones I want. There's slide 3. Maybe I'll do slide 10. Or maybe I'll do slide 13. You know, whatever you want. Now, every single slide is a JPEG. The first one is going to be a square because I made it 8x8. And the other 3 are going to be the rectangles. And then, of course, click next. And it's going to upload. It's going to upload it right to there. And that's how you would end up getting your square and then your rectangles like some people had mentioned. And let's go to my store. I'm Camping Teacher. Oops, there I am. And my newer products have this. Some of my older products I've upgraded. Let me go to most recent. And you can see, like for example, I have a square showing first because that's what I made my 8x8, and then I have my rectangles. This rectangle is going the other way, and these two are going landscape, and one's going portrait, and then this is my 8x8, and these are all JPEGs. Every single one of these are JPEGs. And I did the same thing. All my newer products are done this way, and some of my older ones I have done this way too. And you can see that made I've made squares, and that is what someone had requested that I show you how to do, and it's really quite easy. This one's done the same way: square 8 by 8, and then these are rectangles, and they're all three of these are JPEGs. I saved the product in JPEGs, and that's exactly what I did. So I hope that helped you, and if you have any other questions, I would be happy to make more videos or to help anybody that needs it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!